Can you do this? As early as your 40s, you may lose muscle and strength. Protein supports muscle health. Ensure Max Protein has 30 grams of high-quality protein to feed your muscles up to 7 hours. So take the challenge. Ensure.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News for Thursday, May 7. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Advertising Association calls for stronger penalties for illegal signage mounting. Teachers to play a vital role in how the tourism sector rebuilds. And later in sports, Harborview relegated from Jamaica Premier League after 31 years. Thank you for joining us. Now the details. Up first this afternoon, the Outdoor Advertising Association is calling for stronger enforcement against persons who mount illegal signs and billboards in and around the corporate area. At a recent meeting with representatives of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC, the association says not only is it an eyesore, but it's hurting their business. Alia Bryant has our first story.
Holders in the signage industry within the Kingston and St. Andrew region say unauthorized signs and billboards are rapidly appearing along roadways, utility poles, and other areas not approved for advertising. President of the Outdoor Advertising Association of Jamaica, Raul Duaney, argues that the situation is not only hurting legitimate businesses, but is also contributing to an unsightly environment across the corporate area. They took the issue to the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation.
KSAMC is on a drive to remove some of this signage, as well as work with the Outdoor Signage Association of Jamaica to bring some form of regularization to it.
Chairman of Print Group Companies, Stephen Steele, says existing signage regulations need to be updated as more people turn to outdoor advertising to promote events and businesses.
Laws are to me, a living, breathing document that should reflect the collective consciousness at the time. So therefore, in 1978, we're now in 2026, right? A lot of years has passed. So a lot of these regulations really need to be upgraded to reflect the collective consciousness of today's reality in terms of road infrastructure, population growth in cities, just growth on a whole.
Chairman of the KSAMC, Andrew Swaby, says the issues raised are being reviewed and steps will be taken to address them.
I had given a commitment to them that we will be meeting on a quarterly basis. This is the first meeting since then. It came at interesting times because we had the campaign taking place. We have also agreed in the same breath that we will have some public submissions. So whatever we have talk about, we would bring it to the public.
Alia Bryant, TVJ News.
There's a suggestion that teachers have a vital role to play in how the tourism sector rebuilds after Hurricane Melissa. It comes from newly installed chairman of the Tourism Enhancement Fund, Ryan Parks. Details in this report.
The tourism sector suffered unprecedented destruction following Hurricane Melissa last year. The sector contributes 30% GDP to the economy. Chairman of the TEF, Ryan Parks, is of the belief that teachers have a valuable role to play in shaping the tourism product as the sector bounces back. Speaking at a Teachers' Day brunch in St. James yesterday, Mr. Parks says as a part of efforts to position Jamaica to complete a global scale, teachers have an opportunity to equip tourism workers with the right training.
The truth is, our people form part of the culture we package, and therefore the time has come for us to invest in and train our people. As part of the product, similar to any investment we make in our attractions, our music, our food, and the fancy term now, Minister of Gastronomy, we can begin to invest in the people as part of the product offering.
He challenged the teaching fraternity to include education tourism in the curriculum.
Already, tourism is the single largest individual contributor to the economy, contributing both direct and indirect to an estimated 30% of GDP.
For his part, Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says as a part of efforts to build the capacity of the nation's teachers and to add value to them, more than 24 teachers will be given the opportunity to further their education.
30 teachers will be awarded grants of $100,000 each to do a subject of their choice in specialization in any institution of tertiary learning in Jamaica.
He underscored the importance of teachers in shifting the culture, which oftentimes results in visitors being hesitant in wanting to visit Jamaica.
Because it is you who have to transmit knowledge and information that has to be converted now into action and to change behavioral patterns and to cause a better relationship to obtain between people so that we avoid negative behavior patterns.
Anthony Atkinson, TVJ News.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tofton says St. Thomas is in line for major healthcare improvements as the government moves to strengthen medical infrastructure across the parish. Once again, here is Anthony Atkinson.
Residents in St. Thomas could soon see improved access to healthcare services as the government continues its push to upgrade medical facilities across the parish. During a tour of the Seaforth Health Centre, Health Minister Christopher Tofton said the facility is already undergoing minor expansion work, but noted that even greater development may be needed to meet the growing demand for health services.
In this instance, Seaforth Health Centre is in need of expansion. So I decided to come and see, to listen to the staff. It's a facility that has approximately 30 employees. Doctors come twice a week. They have a dental chair. They serve about 25,000 population and growing. And of course, the road is repaired now, more people moving into the area. There are a lot of reasons why we have to now upgrade the infrastructure. Now, the facility was originally in line for a minor expansion, which is to add pharmacy and to expand the dental area. And that almost has started.
The minister further responded to issues affecting the Yallas Health Centre, as well as the status of Cuban doctors working in Jamaica.
Those services based on the demand in those areas. My understanding is that Yallas RD, you have identified, you say, some lands. So we're working with Factories Corporation, identified some lands where we will then try to build out a better facility based on the lands that are available. So a discussion is taking place, and we'll update everyone in the community as soon as we can conclude on that.
Additionally, the minister responded to concerns surrounding the recent dead baby case in Kingston.
An autopsy was done, and it was deemed the autopsy was deemed that the investigation, I should say, not the autopsy, because I think an autopsy is to be done. The senior clinicians did conclude that procedures were followed. It was a high-risk pregnancy. I had spoken to the mother myself, and they had actually reached out to speak with the family, provide counseling and appropriate levels of intervention. The mother, of course, is well entitled, if she's aggrieved, to pursue the matter further. She can go as far as the courts.
Anthony Atkinson, TVJ News.
Can you do this? As early as your 40s, you may lose muscle and strength. Protein supports muscle health. Ensure Max Protein has 30 grams of high-quality protein to feed your muscles up to 7 hours. So take the challenge. Ensure.